Hey, welcome back to the A.C.E Football Academy. This is your Friday Footy Talk for May 30th, 2025. I'm Coach Dunham. This is Coach Hamilton. A few weeks ago, we did a Would You Rather episode. Hamilton shooting any questions at me. Well, today, I'm firing it right back to Coach Hamilton. And again, he has no idea what I'm asking him. It's going completely off the wall, but everything is somewhat soccer related. Coach, do you have anything to say, or do you want to dig right into the questions?
No, I think this is a lot of fun. I think we had fun doing your episode.
Yeah.
I just want to say that we would love to do this with players and coaches. So if you're interested in coming on and being a part of this with us, we would love to have you. But other than that, Coach, I'm ready to rock.
I think it also shows how different, how the same we are in certain ways. But whatever. Coach, let's go. Question number one. Would you rather get free cleats or free jerseys of any brand or any team?
I'm going to go jersey.
Okay.
So I would assume that, I would have to pick the team and I would just get their jerseys.
Some assistant comes to you and says, "What do you want?"
Yeah. I'm going to go jersey. Okay. I think you get more wear out of those. If I'm going cleat, probably only going to be wearing them when I'm playing, which I'm an old man now. It's not very often anymore.
More like standing.
Yeah.
Standing in comfortable cleats.
I did dust my cleats off tonight. I played a little bit with the girls tonight.
Maybe jog 10 yards. Stop that right now.
Right. Yeah.
You know.
I did ran the whole they're like, "Coach, where are you gonna play on the field?" And I was like, "I'm gonna play defense. And then I hope y'all don't ever let the ball come back."
Stand out of the way. That's where I'm standing.
But no, I'm going jersey. I think, especially if it's a fun jersey. You and I, we had this conversation off air tonight.
Have.
Where I like a good, loud, obnoxious jersey.
No, thank you. All right, Coach. Question number two, a little more specific.
Okay.
Curious where you're going to go on this one. Would you rather meet your favorite soccer player, dead or alive,
okay,
or get VIP tickets to one of their games?
I think I'm gonna go I think I'm gonna go VIP tickets.
All right.
For a couple reasons. I feel like if you purchase or get those VIP tickets, it's gonna be more of an experience.
Oh, 100%.
Right?
No question.
So I'm kind of banking on the fact that, oh, hey, Alex Morgan, we got this guy who bought this VIP package, and she's like gonna come over and introduce herself, right? Or Messi's gonna come over and shake my hand because I bought the experience, right? So kind of banking on that being a part of the experience.
But if they don't walk by, is it still worth the VIP tickets?
Yeah, I think it absolutely is, right? You're gonna be probably pitch level or really close to it. For people who love the game as much as we do, yeah, it would be super awesome to go and shake Messi's hand or go and shake Ronaldo's hand. Like, that would be awesome, right? But having a pitch side view of one of their matches, I think would be super cool.
Yeah, and I think you said the right thing there. It's about the experience. Yeah. When you meet that other player, it's such a short, brief period because they're not going to give you their full attention. Right. You're not going to get to sit there and just drill them with questions like it's a pure interview. It's going to be, "Hi, how you doing? Quick selfie. Hey, good luck," and they're gone out of your life.
And they always say, they don't, and they're like some sort of saying, and I'm going to mess it up a little bit, but like, don't meet your role models or something, or don't meet the people you admire most because they always disappoint you or something like that.
That makes sense. That makes sense.
So,
especially to catch them on a bad day.
Yeah. So I'm gonna go experience there. So I'm thinking like we're gonna get a little pregame on the pitch, walking around. We're gonna get the game. Gonna get a locker room tour. All those types of things. So I'm gonna go experience there. But I like that question.
Yeah, I like that. I think this next question, you need to think back to 8-year-old Charlie Hamilton. Okay. Would you rather play soccer in the snow or would you rather play soccer in the pouring rain / mud?
Wow. I guess for me, temperature goes into play here, right? Because clearly, if I'm playing in the snow, it's cold outside,
Give
right?
me a little cold.
But am I playing in mid-July in a rainstorm in mud where it's 90 degrees outside, right? If that's my choice, then I'm gonna go rain and mud. Um, I think I posed something similar to this to you, and like everything you said is correct. When it's cold, the ball just hurts. It is a different soccer ball when it's 30 degrees outside. It stings. It's frozen. The ground hurts when you hit it. Everything hurts. But in the rain and mud, you're splashing around. 8-year-old Charlie's having a grand time. You score and you're knee sliding or belly sliding through mud puddles and all that kind of stuff. So, gonna tell you a real quick story. I was in high school, so it wasn't 8-year-old Charlie, but it was much younger Charlie, and we played an E-Town team on my birthday.
Mm-hmm.
And before the game, we played a diamond defense. I played top of the diamond. But it was raining off and on, and there was just one particular spot that was just a puddle.
Yeah.
And I looked at my coach and said, hey, when I score today, I'm going face first into that.
I like that.
And he was like, all right. I scored. I went face first into it. He subbed me off, so I went over and I just jumped in his arms. And so it was like stinky. It was gross.
Oh yeah.
But it was a fun memory. So I'm gonna go rain and mud.
Let me twist this question to you real quick. Let's say it's not a club game or a high school game. Let's say some buddies are in your neighborhood. It's March, whatever. It's either snowing or it's been raining and muddy. And they say, dude, let's just go have some fun. You either bundle it up, you get your rain stuff on, or whatever it is that makes you feel comfortable. It's just you and your buddies just out having a good time. Would you rather do that in the snow, bundled up? Would you rather do it in the rainy mud because mom doesn't care, just get out of the house?
I'm still think I'm going rainy mud.
Yeah?
Yeah, I don't know, there's just something about it, right? The ball, cross or whatever, the ball hits the ground and it just stops, right? It just, boom, and just stops.
It does.
Right?
It's wild.
So I'm making this great run and Chris plays me a ball and it just hits and stops.
Yeah.
And so now we're all scrambling to get back to, I don't know, I think it just makes for more fun situations, when you get in the snow and things that are slippery and, again, the ball hurts.
Yeah.
So I'm going to stick rain and snow there.
But I'll say this, and we've talked about pickup games. You're laughing hysterically.
Oh, yeah, the whole, regardless.
In either scenario that you're in with your buddies, because you're just act like a bunch of ding-dongs.
Yeah.
And like you said, either in snow or water, the ball is clearly not moving like it normally does.
Right. And your bicycle
it's a clown
kick
show.
Yeah, your bicycle kick in and
it's so fun.
Yeah, I mean, and you're doing these diving headers or diving
for sure.
foot, diving, can I get a foot to this, right?
Yeah.
All the things that we ask our players to do on normal days. But but when it's raining or snowing, you're right, when the situation is different, when the weather is drastically different, it just makes for a different game that, again, the way you posed it, hey, we're just talking about pickup soccer.
Yeah.
Those are the best days, right?
Oh, man.
And unfortunately, they don't happen very much.
This is some good memories.
Yeah.
All right, Coach, next question. Would you rather watch a game, tournament, league, whatever it may be? Would you rather watch a game in Wembley Stadium or Camp Nou in Barcelona? And the reason I brought up those two is they're two of the largest stadiums really in the world. I think Camp Nou is the third largest stadium in the world. I think the other two are North Korea, which oddly enough has the largest in the world.
Wow.
And then I think India has the second largest in the world. But these two, they're the most well-known, and they're two of the largest that have had countless massive games in it. So regardless of tournament, regardless of type of game, is there a stadium right there that you would rather go watch a game in?
That honestly, this is just kind of a coin flip, right? If I'm going to give the opportunity to go to either one of these stadiums, then you take it, right?
Yeah, for sure.
It's like, hey, coach, we got tickets to this game or this game, let's flip the coin and let's just go where the coin tells us. But since you're making me choose, I'm gonna go Wembley. I think. I mostly just because I think the match I'm going to, and this is a little bit of a cheat answer to how you posed the question, but the match I'm going to see in Wembley is probably going to be between teams that I know a little more about, and that maybe even I care a little more about, whether it be EPL or a cup game for that league or whatever it is. So, not that I'm not bashing Barcelona or Real or any of those teams, right? Because we know how good that soccer is. But I think for me personally, in Wembley, I'm going to get the opportunity to potentially see two teams that I know a little more about. I don't have to feel like I need to research their players or their tactics heading into. Yeah. I'm just going to kind of know what's happening.
Yeah, another thing about that is, Camp Nou, a specific team plays there. With Wembley,
yeah.
If I'm not mistaken, there are no teams that specifically play in Wembley. So you're probably going to watch some kind of cup match, whatever that may be, or exhibition game, national team game. So I like that answer. I think I also would have chose Wembley. It's just one of those areas that I feel like everyone's heard of.
Yeah. I guess and my thought about that too, is kind of along the same lines of this question, and I don't want to get too far off track, but I think this is a good question, and I just want to kind of talk about this. It's kind of like the World Cup coming to the United States, right? So you have all these venues, but you have no idea who's playing there.
That's absolutely true.
And so you're just ultimately, if you are going to buy tickets, if you are going to choose something, you're ultimately just buying it based on the venue, right? And so that's what I'm doing in this Would You Rather. I'm buying it based on the venue, and again, that's not taking anything away from the Barcelona stadium. I just personally would buy tickets to the Wembley match because of all the reasons we talked about.
And again, it's the experience.
Yeah, absolutely.
100%. All right, Coach, question number 5. Interested in how you answer this one. Would you rather be the fastest player on your team or have the best ball control on your team? Are you the speedy winger going down the sidelines all day long? Or are you in the middle of the field being Mr. Maestro, leading the orchestra on the field?
I think I want to lead the orchestra.
Okay. Were you that kind of player when you played?
Yeah, I think so. Again, I played top of the diamond. It was always my job to win that ball and to find the wing, to find the strike. That was kind of always my gig. There is some love for that speed aspect of things, right? Especially the way you phrased it on that wing. That means I'm probably going to get opportunities to score. I'm probably going to get opportunities to change the game and impact the game more often, or not more often, but in higher stress moments, right? I kind of feel like the maestro. I love how you put that. The maestro. I am orchestrating things no matter what, regardless, right? But if I'm the speedy wing, I may have that opportunity to find the back of the net in a 1-1 game late, right? I may have the opportunity to play that cross that leads to the game winner. So that is a little tougher for me, but I think being the maestro, I think everything's going to run through you, right?
Absolutely.
And you and I know that sometimes speed, although you can't coach speed. We love having speed, but even with the fastest players, they can disappear at times because you play a good defense that can take them away. Mm-hmm. You play a good outside back who maybe can match the speed, right? I mean, your question was the fastest on my team. That doesn't mean I'm going to be the fastest on the pitch that day.
True.
So I think for me, being able to be involved at all times, at all moments of the game as that maestro, I think I really like hearing that. And you would have to imagine that I'm assuming we're talking at pretty high levels here. That must mean I'm darn good soccer player as well, right?
Gotta be. And I think that the thing about this question is you're learning about someone's personality here as well. Typically,
Okay.
speedy wing down the sideline, I kind of compare it to the wide receiver on an NFL team. Or maybe it's like a winger on a hockey team. You need him when he's got the ball getting shots on target.
Yeah.
But we're using the word maestro, but that center midfielder, that passer, that distributor, if you don't have that maestro, that wing's not getting the ball.
Yeah. And I mean, I think, you and I are both FC Cincinnati fans. I think what Evander has done, what Acosta did in years past, I mean, they get opportunities to score goals. They get opportunities to do those things. But it just feels like everything FC Cincinnati does, if they're going to be successful, it runs through Evander at that attacking man.
Well, let's move on to the next question here because it kind of relates to question 5.
Okay.
And it's kind of playing off of that a little bit. It's a similar question, so let's get into it. Would you rather always shoot on target or always make the perfect pass?
Oh.
So you may not be scoring every time, but every single shot is on target. So that keeper has to be making a save. Or are you making that simple 1-2 pass, that little through ball, that nice little switch, but every time it's perfect?
Well, based on my answers to the last question, I feel like I've kind of roped myself into an answer here, right?
But now, the maestros still score every now and then.
Yeah.
What if you've gotten into the box like a Frank Lampard, making that delayed run into the box?
Right? It's time to score.
I mean, I'm not taking away. You're not really playing the winger here. You're still the maestro, like you said before. Mm-hmm. But are you more focused on the distribution, the switches, the ball movement, moving the chess pieces on the field?
Right.
Or are you now more focused on, hey, I'm doing my job, but I still want to score?
Yeah. So I guess there are 2 ways to look at this question for me in my head. The first is, like, let's say I go, my answer is I want to make the perfect pass. That's my answer. The perfect through ball, the perfect switch, the perfect drop, the perfect cross, whatever it is, right? That's what I want to do. Yeah. Get into a little bit more of that in just a second, but I just think as the maestro, that's where I'm going to impact the game more. Right? Yeah, I may have an opportunity to score, and that's great. And so you hope, 50% of the time, 75% of the time, I can find the back of the net, right? Or I can put it on target. But if I am constantly putting players in better position to do the scoring for me, right? If I got you who never misses, then it's going to be really important for me to get you the ball in good positions for you to score. And when I get in the position to score, we all hope I make it, but if I don't, that's okay too, because I have you that I know I can depend on later on in the match. The other thing that I go into with the perfect pass. So my brain also goes to things like free kicks and corners, right? So now I'm taking that into consideration too, because if you're telling me if I'm going to make the perfect pass every time, well then that free kick we win that's 30 yards out or 25 yards out, you're telling me I'm going to have the opportunity to make the perfect pass to the back post or whatever our team's running, how our team's going to attack that every single time, and that's what I want to do.
I like it, Coach. Let's move on to the next question here. Kind of getting outside of the soccer specific on the field stuff. Would you rather have your own soccer stadium named after you or have your own signature cleats? Because we all see the Lionel Messi cleats. We all see the Ronaldo stuff. But we also see Wembley's named after somebody. Yeah. The stadiums are normally named after something specific to that town.
So will you reread the question how it's written for me?
Would you rather have your own soccer stadium named after you or have your own signature cleats?
So it may be a soccer stadium that nobody ever goes to, and also maybe a cleat that nobody ever wears. or am I on the top end of both? Like, hey, it's gonna be a Wembley, or it's gonna be the Messi Cleat. Like, I think if you give me those two
FC
options,
Cincinnati loves our podcast and says we're naming it after you, Hamilton.
yeah. I want the
Adidas
cleat.
has called you and
I
said,
want the cleat.
we heard about your FC Cincinnati stadium deal, but we want to make a cleat after you.
I'm going cleat only because
Really?
yeah, only because, and let me tell you why. Because I think if it is truly a signature cleat, people all over the world wear the Messi cleat. Right?
Oh,
People
absolutely.
all over the world wear
Star power.
Yeah, and so if I'm one stadium, or if I'm named after one stadium, there may be teams or players or people that never get an opportunity to play in it and never get an opportunity to go to it. But if I have a signature cleat, everybody can get that opportunity. Yeah. It's going to be an expensive cleat. It's going to be a loud, like bright yellow.
I'm terrified of what this cleat will look like.
We can get
terrified.
We can get on these websites and design our cleats. We should have a competition. We both design a cleat.
That's a great idea.
And we put it to the masses to vote.
That's a great idea.
But yeah, no, I'm going cleat there. That's a fun question. I'm going cleat.
I can see you making a loud cleat.
Oh, it would be super loud.
I can see that. Yeah,
like this kind of color.
That terrifies me a little bit. Okay, Coach, let's move on to the next question. Would you rather train with your favorite team or get one chance to play on a pro team for a week? Okay. Let me say it again.
Yeah.
Would you rather train with your favorite team for 1 day or get a chance to play on a pro team for 1 week?
I'm going to go pro team here. I'm going to go pro team for the week. Again, it's kind of about the experience, right? I mean,
I love it.
I'm going to get 1 day to train with, Jesus and Odegaard and all those guys. Like, that would be awesome.
That would be awesome.
But it's over. Then it's over.
Yeah.
You tell me, hey, you're going to get to, and again, it wouldn't matter the pro team because you would do your research beforehand, right? Be like, what are they like? Who are they?
Yeah, sure.
Who should I? And again, you're going to get to do that for a week. So I would assume when you say train with the club team, that means I'm going to get to do film. I'm going to get to train on the pitch. I'm going to get to eat meals. I'm going to get to be a part of everything they're doing for that week. And I think that supersedes even it being your favorite club.
I love that answer because we keep talking about the experience. And you said, even though it's my favorite team, if I get to be a pro, I mean, what kid growing up playing any sport doesn't dream of being a pro one day? And I can be a pro for 1 week, whether I get traded or they say, you suck, get out of here. Yeah. I got the chance to prove myself with other true professionals and say, all right, I know where I stand now.
Yeah, absolutely.
All right, Coach, next question. We're going to dig into the coach side of Coach Hamilton here.
Oh, boy.
Would you rather coach a high school championship team or coach a club state championship team?
Is the high school state championship as well? So, like you just said.
Yeah, you're a championship team. So you run your state championship or your club's winning your state championship? See, I love making you think like this. I like seeing you squirm in your seat a little bit because you don't want to hurt someone's feelings. I think I feel that in your brain.
No, actually, here's what's happening in my brain right now. We have done podcasting, and I have said multiple times on this show, or on this podcast, that...
Oh, I know where you're going.
That there's just something different about school soccer.
Something different about school soccer. Yeah.
But I think I'm going to go club state championship. Maybe it's a little recent.
I had a feeling you would say club.
Maybe it's a little recency bias. You know, we just came out of President's Cup, and we're so I'm seeing that happen.
Yeah.
We had 2 teams win it from our club. Shout out to the 2010s at Madison United. But also on that. No, now I'm talking myself out of it in my brain. But on that side of things, like, you're also getting more opportunities to put your players in front of college recruits,
very true.
College coaches, You're getting that opportunity to help them get to the next level. And for me, that's what coaching is all about. Um, you know, the coaching a high school state championship team would be unbelievably awesome, right? And I think I guess I'm gonna change your would you rather just a little bit. I guess would maybe even mean a little more. But if you're asking me which one I would rather do, it is the club state championship.
Yeah, for you, I had a feeling you were going to go that way because you've been involved with club for quite a while
Yeah.
now, and
Most of my experiences with club, I've
and
done.
that's my thing. The high school experience wasn't great,
Yeah.
but you've always loved the club and the age level that you've done. So I get you going with the club era.
Can I ask you? I know I'm not supposed to spin this, but I'm very interested
Okay.
on your answer on this question.
Oh, and this question,
Yeah.
I want to be a high school state champ. I spent 10 good years at the local high school, 7 consecutive district championships. I think our experiences explains why we're going different ways.
Yeah,
and we've said this numerous times here already. The experience matters.
Yeah.
So, Coach, I want to get down to our last question here. We got a couple minutes here before time is up. This one I think is very intriguing.
Okay.
Would you rather, and let's just say it's your favorite team, it could be Arsenal, it could be FC Cincinnati.
Okay.
Would you rather own the team or be the general manager
Boy.
of the team? So you're the owner dealing with the finances, but it's your baby. Or you're the general manager where you're saying, this player fills a need, this guy no longer fills our need. You're
I'm going general manager.
I love that answer.
Yes. I mean, you know me. I love a good mock draft. I love a good, I love free agency in any sport, right? And so, I can tell you who I want. I can't always make the numbers work. So that doesn't need to be my job anymore, right? My job is now going, hey, Dunham is going to be a free agent this year. I need him on my team. You all go figure out the rest of it. Right?
Yeah.
I feel like that side of thing, and then it's what I love. I love the player development. I love the I feel like as an owner, you often are just kind of like up in the press box, and I think when you talk about like guys like Jerry Jones and people like that, they're maybe a little too involved as the owner.
Sure.
But I think with the general manager, you get that opportunity to be more of a member of the team. And you get to develop relationships with players, and you get, like you said, I mean, how awesome would it be to see, oh my gosh, this guy that I have watched and looked at for a long time is a free agent. Can we go get him? And be a part of that process as the general manager. And let's just say you put together a really good team. That has to be fun to go and win the Carabao Cup or go and win the state cup, and even at the club level where you are responsible for putting that team together and then it's working out on the pitch. Again, I guess it could go the other way when things don't work out, but there's always that chance that things do go really well.
Yeah, and I love that answer because I think us being coaches makes sense of being a general manager because you're in the weeds of who the player is.
Yeah, absolutely.
You're not just looking at stats and analysis.
Yeah.
You're watching film. You're probably having interviews.
Which I love to do. I love watching.
You're having conversations with the agent. You're finding the right chemistry. There's so much involved in finding the right chess pieces to fit your team, to make that final adjustment, that final move that says, we're getting to the top this season because of this one move.
Absolutely.
And I think we both love that aspect of it. Coach, has been a lot of fun. I love getting perspectives of where you're at here.
I think what we need to do is we need to combine we both asked about 10 questions.
Yeah.
We need to find our 5 best or our 10 best and then take it to the masses.
I love that idea.
I don't know. We'll figure it out.
We'll figure it out. I'm Coach Dunham. That's Coach Hamilton. This has been the A.C.E Football Academy, your Friday footy talk. Go kick some mace.